Welcome to Football Today TV. These is your home for updated football news. So feel free to share your opinions and remember to subscribe. The summer transfer window of 2026 has just been thrown into absolute chaos by a report that very few people saw coming. In a move that is reverberating across the Premier League, Chelsea is reportedly closing in on a monumental transfer that would see one of the English top flight's most influential and experienced midfielders make a dramatic switch to Stamford Bridge. Reports emerging from the continent have revealed that Granit Xhaka has struck a full verbal agreement with Chelsea over a summer transfer, setting the stage for a sensational tactical reunion with his former manager, Xabi Alonso. According to major updates from Sky Sport Germany and the Swiss media outlet Blick, the 33-year-old midfielder has verbally committed to a switch to West London and has fully settled personal terms with the Blues. This breaking news marks a massive statement of intent from Chelsea's newly appointed head coach Xabi Alonso, who is wastefully wasting no time in reshaping the Stamford Bridge squad in his own image. Alonso, who was heavily targeted and linked with the Liverpool managerial vacancy before ultimately deciding to take the reins at Chelsea, is clearly intent on bringing in proven leadership. Xhaka has reportedly been identified as the absolute priority signing requested by Alonso himself, as the Spanish tactician looks to establish his sophisticated tactical blueprint in West London. The recruitment drive does not stop in midfield either, with reports indicating that Alonso has already had a parallel strategic plan to sign Juventus forward, Dusan Vlahovic, approved by the Chelsea hierarchy. However, while the reports coming out of Germany and Switzerland describe a deal where personal terms are totally locked in, the situation on the domestic front is a full-blown transfer standoff. Major British outlets have immediately pushed back against the narrative of an imminent transfer. Sources close to the situation via Football London understand that absolutely no formal or informal contact has actually taken place between Chelsea and Sunderland. Furthermore, Sky Sports News has explicitly reported that Sunderland has zero intention of entertaining any transfer offers whatsoever for their instrumental midfield general and club captain. This sets up a fascinating high-stakes battle between a Chelsea board backed by a determined Xabi Alonso and a stubborn Sunderland hierarchy that has absolutely no sporting or financial necessity to sell their prized asset. To understand exactly why Xabi Alonso is desperate to bring Granit Xhaka to Stamford Bridge, you have to look back at the historic, record-breaking spell the pair shared together at Bayer Leverkusen between 2023 and 2025. When Alonso was constructing his revolutionary side in Germany, he recognized that he needed a tactical lieutenant on the pitch, a player with immaculate spatial awareness, precise passing metrics, and a fierce competitive edge to anchor the midfield engine room. Xhaka was that exact piece of the puzzle. Under Alonso's direct stewardship at Leverkusen, Xhaka spent 2 extraordinary seasons acting as the structural heartbeat of a team that achieved the unthinkable. Together, they claimed the Bundesliga title while remaining completely unbeaten throughout the entire domestic league campaign, lifted the DFB Pokal trophy, and drove all the way to the final of the UEFA Europa League. It was a masterclass in modern tactical football, and the bond forged between manager and player during that historic invincible run remains incredibly strong. Xhaka has never hidden his profound, immense respect for Alonso's unique approach to squad management and football philosophy. Reflecting on his time working under the Spaniard at Leverkusen, Xhaka previously explained that Alonso is not a coach who looks out for the names or pre-existing status of players, regardless of who is older or younger, or who has racked up more career appearances. Instead, Xhaka revealed that during the training week, Alonso is purely thinking about who genuinely deserves to play at the weekend based entirely on who is training well. He gives every single player a fair chance to prove their individual importance to the team. Xhaka noted that managing this dynamic is incredibly difficult because a head coach has to deal with so many different types of characters, diverse nationalities, and different languages within a modern dressing room. Yet because Alonso possesses the elite background and lived experience of a world-class player, he knows precisely how to give confidence to everyone across the entire roster. That exact psychological and tactical environment is what allowed Leverkusen to perform at such an historically unprecedented level, And it is precisely what Alonso wants to instantly replicate inside the Chelsea dressing room. The drive behind Chelsea's pursuit becomes even clearer when you look at the sensational trajectory of Xhaka's career since he returned to England. After his trophy-laden spell in Germany, the former Arsenal stalwart made the bold decision to join newly promoted Sunderland last summer, putting pen to paper on a lengthy, highly lucrative contract running until 2028. Many critics questioned whether a player entering his 30s could handle the physical demands of guiding a newly promoted side through the grueling Premier League calendar, but Xhaka completely silenced the doubters. In his debut season at the Stadium of Light, he made 34 top-flight appearances, providing an invaluable stabilizing presence that helped Regis Lebris's newly promoted outfit secure a stunning and highly impressive 7th-place finish in the league table. Xhaka's instant impact and profound leadership qualities resulted in him being officially named Sunderland club captain ahead of the 2025-26 campaign. He swiftly emerged as a highly galvanizing, transformative presence at the Stadium of Light, establishing elite technical benchmarks through his performances on the pitch, while offering vital structural guidance to a young squad away from the field. His absolute significance to Regis Lebris's tactical setup became glaringly evident to everyone when Sunderland's results suffered a massive, visible dip during a spell where Xhaka was forced on the sidelines through injury. Outside of that brief injury setback, the Swiss international has been a virtually permanent fixture in the starting lineup, appearing in 32 Premier League fixtures throughout an incredibly impressive 2025-26 campaign where Sunderland continued to disrupt the traditional top-flight hierarchy. Given this massive sporting impact, along with the sheer quality of elite football he continues to deliver on a weekly basis, it appears extremely improbable on paper that Sunderland would ever willingly entertain his departure after merely 12 months on Wearside. From Sunderland's perspective, Xhaka is entirely central to their long-term European ambitions. He is under a secure contract for another 2 years, meaning the club is under zero financial duress to cash in on their leader. For head coach Regis Lebris, losing his captain and tactical anchor ahead of a critical campaign would represent a devastating blow to the club's structural stability. Yet the allure of a Stamford Bridge reunion with Xabi Alonso appears to have drastically shifted Xhaka's stance, leading to the verbal agreements reported on the continent. For a player who spent 7 highly scrutinized seasons at the Emirates Stadium with Arsenal, a move to Chelsea would represent an incredible twist of fate, seeing him return to London, but this time wearing the famous blue shirt of a direct rival. At 33 years old, the opportunity to anchor a luxury midfield project under a manager who completely understands his footballing DNA is an incredibly rare proposition, and it explains why personal terms were reportedly settled so swiftly. As it stands, any further concrete developments regarding this emerging transfer saga will likely have to wait. Xhaka is currently completely occupied with heavy international commitments at the 2026 FIFA World Cup alongside Switzerland. The veteran midfielder has been showcasing his typical elite form on the global stage, successfully captaining the Swiss national team as they topped their respective World Cup group and emphatically secured their place in the high-stakes round of 32 knockout phase. With his focus firmly locked on international glory in North America, official negotiations between the clubs may remain paused, but the underlying battle lines have been clearly drawn. This unfolding story promises to be one of the defining transfer narratives of the summer. On one side, you have Sky Sport Germany and Blick firmly reporting that a full personal agreement is in place for a Xabi Alonso reunion at Chelsea. On the other side, domestic sources maintain that Sunderland will fight tooth and nail to retain their captain, refusing to even open the door for negotiations. Whether Chelsea can successfully leverage Xhaka's verbal commitment to force Sunderland to the negotiating table, or whether the Wearsiders will successfully stand firm on their 2028 contract demands, remains to be seen. One thing is absolutely certain. Xabi Alonso is wasting no time showing the football world exactly how he intends to govern at Stamford Bridge. And Granit Xhaka is the man he wants leading his new Chelsea revolution.